Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope this video finds you well. It's stonking hot here in southern Spain, start of vacation season for most people. Coming up to August, most people either take July or August off. For me this year it's going to be August. And temperatures are rather silly at the moment. I don't know whether you can hear in the background the cicadas crying out. Usually this time of year when it gets this hot, the cicadas start singing and trying to find a mate. And the bugs start biting. So what we're going to do today, we're looking at a couple of products that I bought on AliExpress. We've got a couple of gel seats that we're going to try on the bike. I'm not too fussed on the front seat, it suits me fine, but my wife thinks the pillion seat is a bit on the hard side. So we're going to take the seat off and we're going to fit these gel seats and just see how the comfort works with them. Obviously, optimally in the winter they're not going to be ideal because you've got a gel seat on there, you're not going to get the full benefit of the heated seats. So we've got two of them, one for the front, one for the back, and we've got some stickers, and I'll come over, and what they are, the tank protectors. You've seen them being sold on Facebook, but these are directly from AliExpress. They're the same sort of thing, come really well looked after in the package. Really stiff piece of card in the package from AliExpress. Really cheap, come from about €16 upwards. I've got the ones for the matte black part of the tank and the two side parts where your knees go, just to protect the tank from any damage. And I'll come around to the camera and quickly show the instructions if it'll zoom in on the camera. So the instructions are basically saying that you need to clean the tank with some white spirit first, make sure your hands are clean. You can use a spray to align the stickers up better. So in the packet we'll take it out. Like I said, you've got this card with all the instructions in. It's really stiff. It's a really stiff piece of cardboard. That's basically to protect it in the package. And then within the package that I've got, we'll pull it out, we've got the main tank decal, which is there, which is in 1, 2, 3. It's in 4 pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces I should say, or 6. These are actually separate. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. All seem to be separate on the sticky back. Very high finish, 3D printed. Looking at the colour match, I would say it's not a million mile out. It may not be exactly the same. There's slight difference possibly, but certainly from a distance. We'll see what it looks like when it's on and it's getting the colour of the tank coming through them. So we've got that one. We've got also in the packet the two side tank badges, again, that sit either side of the tank, and that will be the other side. This will be this side, and let's have a look which way it goes up. So they're going to go in that configuration there, as you can see, and they're going to protect it from your knees at the side of the tank. So yeah, really good looking protection for the tank itself, and not a lot of money. I think I paid 20 something euros for these, but they sell all the protection that you need. You can get them for the front beak and other parts of the bike as well, but I just wanted to protect the tank a little bit. So what we'll do, we'll stop the video here. I'll get the tank cleaned up with some white spirit, get any grease that's off there or any residue of polish that's on there, and we'll proceed to fit these, and we'll put the gel seats on and we'll do a review on them and what we think. So guys, gel seats fitted, front and rear. Seem okay. A rear pillion gel seat, very squishy, fits perfect on the rear pillion. Not too sure about the riders one. We'll have to give it a go and just see how it works out, whether it's comfy, it needs moving around, or it can stay in position. The tank protector is very easy to fix. You do get a couple of stabs at it if you get them in the wrong position, but if you've got a good eye and you take your time, make sure your hands are clean, make sure you clean the tank with white spirit or alcohol, get any grease off there, and they stick fairly well. When you first put the transfers on, the stickers on the tank, put them on roughly where you think they go, and don't be fully pressing them into place. Just let them touch and go where you think they go, and make sure everything's lined up. And I'll bring the camera around and show you what it all looks like, but it looks pretty good. I mean, I'll jump on and sit on the gel seat. The gel seat's very comfortable. It raises the seat height by, I would think, about three 3 centimeters. So what the ground clearance and getting the feet on the ground is going to be like, I don't know, but I'll try it. Bearing in mind I've not got overly long legs, about 31-inch inside seam, and to my mind this is one of the bikes you want to be really planted with your feet on the ground if you can. A lot of riders are on about putting higher seats on and getting up off the ground, but the more you go up, the more top heavy this bike becomes. So you want good purchase. Like I say, the Super Meteor that we were looking at the other day is only 240 kilos. This is 240 kilos, and they're like night and day to drive. This feels like a bigger bike, manoeuvring it slowly and pushing it around. Whereas the Super Meteor, again, it's very heavy to push around, but once you get them rolling, the Super Meteor 650 does feel like a little bike compared to this. This feels like a big bike. So yeah, guys, yeah, quite squishy and comfortable. I'll go and get the camera and bring it over and let you see what I've done. Coming up to 3,000 kilometers on the bike now. The bike is getting better with time. Certainly runs a lot better now. It's getting higher in the kilometers that I've covered. One thing of note that I will point out, that the temperatures here now are consistently hitting 40 degrees and over, and you'll know that I've got 5W50 in this. I had a few negative comments saying that 5W50 is too viscous and too overkill, but they recommend at least you can put 10W50, 15W50 in, but the lower number is just the cold start number. So with the normal temperatures, starting temperatures being almost 30 when I'm going out 28, 30, cold start on a 5W is okay, and it's kept the temperature fairly low on the bike itself. It's not going over the 3 lines that it was before, and the fan's not coming up as much. When autumn comes, I'll be putting maybe a 10W40 in it, something like that, a winter oil in it or an autumn oil. But yeah, everything at the moment going really well. Bike rides well. Really comfortable. The only thing was the rear seat. My wife was complaining that it was a bit uncomfortable. The tank protection here for the knees is going to be a lot better, and this part in front, not that it does get scuffed up too much, it's a faux carbon fibre, but it looks the part. And I'll bring the camera over, show you what I've done, and we'll wind the video up there, and I'll catch you in the next one. So let's go and get the camera. Self off the bike. Bearing in mind the bike needs a good clean. The wheels, these gold wheels, are deadly to try and keep clean. They're always matted up with a bit of dust. So you can see there's the side one that goes on to the side of the tank. We'll bring this down a bit so we can see better. So this is the one that fits here. So you can see you need to line this up and that. You need to get these gaps fairly good. That's the original that's on there. So this needs to be lining up, and the gap there needs to be fairly good. Gap around the bottom and up the side. But yes, this is quite good because this is where your knees go, and this is quite a thick gel section. The other one is the centre ones, and just let me close this right up, and we'll do a sort of camera view. So this is as you're sitting on the bike, so you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 separate pieces that go on. And again, what I did, I started at the bottom with this one, lined it up with the bottom line, got it square both sides, just put it on loosely, then put the next one on loosely, got the top one and made sure they all lined up. What you want to do is these lines here need to line up at the side, so you get sight them in so they line through. Your line of sight at the top is this line here to sight through to the side. Try and keep your gaps even all the way around. And yeah, there's a close-up of the gel seats. They don't look out of place on the bike, they don't look too ugly. There's the rear one. Make sure that doesn't slip out of its clamp. The rear one on the back. And like I said, there's a good amount of thickness on these guys. They're a good, I would say, they're at least 3 centimeters thick. And they're a honeycomb gel in the middle, so they're supposed to be cooling as well. So in a hot climate like this, it's probably going to be a good thing to have. Still waiting for the perfect screen. I know Givy's brought a few out, and Uncle Wang, as he called in China, he's brought a screen out, and I've noticed all of them have got this cut out on the side here to allow the bark busters to fit in there. And that was a problem I was having before. I was getting a lot of sideways wind coming in from this area, hence these deflectors on the side. At the moment, I get no wind buffeting whatsoever. It's a bit of a Heath Robinson made up configuration on the front, but at the moment it suits okay. I've noticed also that he has got a bracket system that he's made up to go behind here, and to be honest, the price he's selling it for is very, very reasonable. I think it's about 16 euros for here in Europe. So I may look at that, because mine is anchored on the moment onto the windscreen crossrail bracket, and it's not ideal because you do get some movement. You certainly couldn't make it for what he's charging to get it out to you and ship it free, so it's well worth looking at. Yeah, so looking at the other side, you can see again the sticker this side. The colour match is not exactly the same, or it doesn't look the same on the colours. I know the guy that's making these over in Italy, or selling them in Italy, I don't know whether he's actually making them and buying them and reselling them, look exactly the same, but I noticed one comment he'd made on one of the posts. He was saying that his were different and they stood up better, but they look identical to me. Whether his colour match is any better, I'm not 100% sure, but at a glance, looking from here, looking at the one on the tank compared to this one, because they're at different angles, that looks very similar to this. So that and that from a distance look similar colour, but the ones that are right next to each other, you can notice there's a different shade difference, but not something I'm overly bothered about, as long as there's a bit of protection on the tank. For the money, €16 or whatever it was I paid, it's a good buy. Came very quick off AliExpress. Likewise, the seat pads came fast as well. So yeah guys, all in all, still having great fun on the bike. The only thing is a bit weird is when we look down here, I don't know whether you'll see, but I might be able to see under the front. Yeah, if I get under here and there's enough light, the two intakes for the air intake, there's one either side, and just above the radiator cap on this side, as you can see. And these two air intakes cause an awful lot of induction noise. So when you're doing 4,000 revs, because you're leaning over and all this cavity is sort of open, you get a lot of induction noise at 4,000. So it's not, it is a sort of a dual sport adventure bike sensation, if you like, when you're riding it, but it's nothing like as smooth as, say, a Japanese bike. And I've said that in previous videos, the V-Strom's a lot smoother. Before I wrap up, a lot of people have said, when I sold the V-Strom, I did a video about selling the V-Strom, and people have said, well, why didn't you get the 800DE? Well, guys, the 800DE, those of you who want an answer to that question, the 800DE is 12 grand. This was 9 grand, all but a few euros without the cases. So there, you've got 3 grand difference. On the 900DE, you've got no cruise control, you've got no heated seats. There's a plethora of things that aren't on there. It's lower powered, less driving modes. I could go on and on and on, but there's a massive things that if you add them onto the DE, if you were able to add them on, especially cruise control and all the other bits, they would bump the price even higher. So it's a no-brainer, guys. It's lower powered, and to be honest, for me, this is the better solution all round. So yeah, there she is, guys. Stunning looking bike, and I'm going to sign out at this point. I'll catch you in the next one. Ride safe and peace out, guys.